Hello, everybody. I hope that all is well. Good morning. Thank you so much for being here. I truly, deeply appreciate each and every one of you guys who watch my videos. If you are in need of disclaimers, if you have never watched a reading before, then please feel free to read the description box below, which has my disclaimers. And if you'd like to get to know me a little bit more, I do have a link to my Instagram as well. And if you'd like to contact me about private readings, then you can feel free to do so as well. Thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate you. Now, today, let's see. I keep being called to this deck, which is a oracle deck. But let's see what messages this deck has for us today. I'm just going to jump right into it. I'm starting a little later than usual. Let's see what messages want to come through today. Whoa, okay. Let's see what we have going on. Confidence. We have boundaries, prosperity, as well as well-being. Alrighty. And then on the bottom of the deck we have protection, and underneath we have beauty. So let's see what we have going on here right now. So I am seeing that there is a need to really focus on your confidence. For the confidence card to be the first card that came out, that really is telling me that this is a big focus that we should be giving attention to, is building confidence and trusting in ourselves, believing in ourselves, and knowing that we are capable of making the leap of faith necessary that we want to take in order to follow the direction that our path is leading us towards. Confidence really is key. Confidence really does make a huge difference in everything that we do in our day-to-day lives, with our interactions with other people, in our career, in our creativity, in our day-to-day in and out. Confidence is everything. It really is. Without confidence, we feel like we're not good enough. Without having confidence, we feel like we are not deserving of abundance, that we are not deserving of beauty or love or whatever it is. Having a lack of self-confidence really is damaging, to say the very least. It really does affect the way that we live our lives, and it keeps us stuck where we think that we are just comfortable in a certain position or in a certain regard to something. But what having a lack of self-confidence really does is that it makes that part of us that thinks that we're not good enough talk shit to ourselves, and it really does make us degrade ourselves and talk to ourselves like we should not be talking to ourselves. We should be feeding into our desires, like, you know, I know that this path may be hard, but I got this because this is what I know that I really want, and I'm gonna make it come true. I'm going to, you know, push past any boundaries or anything in my path, anything in my way, in order for me to accomplish what it is that I desire. The next card here with boundaries, we do see like this circle here, like a moon here, and then we do see like another circle here, like a radiance of light around her. So I see very clearly, this is making me think of the chakras, right? So the chakras that are lit up the most in this card would be like the crown chakra, the heart chakra, and the root chakra, the first chakra. So I would say perhaps these are chakras to really focus on healing. Our lower chakras are the chakras that bring us closer to our creativity, to our sexuality, to our confidence. Confidence comes from the lower chakras. Having an open heart is also something that is important to work on, because when we are learning how to have confidence within ourselves, we need to learn how to heal our heart so that we can be loving with ourselves and nurturing with ourselves, like this card here. It says protection. But I really get this sense of this nurturing, kind, loving, compassionate energy with this card. And I feel like this is what is needed here. To understand that our thoughts do create our reality, and we are always in cycles. This just made me think of Leviathan's cross. If that is a symbol that resonates with you. But I'm getting here with the boundaries card to be cautiously aware of what it is that you tell yourself. What kind of boundaries are you giving to yourself or to the people around you? What are your boundaries? Because it may be important to reevaluate some of them. Some of our boundaries may be created in a sense of fear. And so it's important to go back and to reevaluate them to make sure that we are creating boundaries that are better for us, for our well-being, to bring us prosperity and clarity in our lives. But to understand again that we should do our best not to be making boundaries based off of fears of, the past reoccurring. We should be guarded when needed, but we should not be living our lives being guarded all the time. And when I said that, I saw 0808, making me think back to the figure 8 here. Prosperity. There's a need for us to understand that prosperity comes when we feel prosperous inside. And I know that may sound, foolish, or, in whatever way you may take it, go ahead. But what I'm seeing here is we really do need to feel worthy, and we do need to feel like we are enough and we have enough within us. We have to feel prosperous within us in order for us to really be grateful for our outer circumstances. We need to be grateful for who we are and what we have within us in order for us to really see the prosperity that is around us and the abundance that is around us, waiting for us to take hold of it. But with this, I'm really seeing there's a lot of need for gratitude. Gratitude is the attitude, and if you're always in your head like, oh, well, I'm not good enough, and I don't have enough money, and I don't have this, and I don't have that, and blah, 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 you really are diminishing everything that is going for you. Because when we have a lack or a scarcity mindset, where we are focusing only on what we do not have, we are creating more space in our life for more things that we do not have time for, that we do not want in our life. Whereas when we hold gratitude for everything in our life, even the shitty bullshit that has happened to us, and it's hard to be grateful for that. It is, but it is important because it teaches us a lesson. And if you're still angry or bitter about a situation that has happened to you, that it's okay to feel these emotions. We're only human. It's natural. But what that means very clearly is that, we have still not fully worked on whatever situation that it is. If we're still angry and bitter about it and sad about it, it's okay to feel that way, but it is once we are able to work with that energy, and once we're able to try to view it from a different perspective of not being so judgmental and being compassionate and loving and caring, learning to transform past the shit that really makes us feel like we're not good enough or anything of that sort. Once we hold gratitude for our situations and we're able to learn from them, that is when we transform. Like all of these butterflies going to the moon. Know that you are good enough, and know that you are beautiful, and know that you are smart, and know that you are everything that you need to be and more. And it's time for you, I saw 11:55, it's time for you to really focus on changing your perspective of yourself, to look in the mirror and to face what it is that you don't like about yourself and why don't you like it about yourself. And how can we learn to appreciate what we do have, and how can we learn to strengthen the things that we have going for us, and how can we learn to change the things that we are not so proud of or anything. And I believe that a way to learn to change those things about ourselves that we're not proud of is to do shadow work. Shadow work helps us understand our shadows and understand the things that we're not so proud of. It helps us analyze it from a perspective of not like, well, this shit happened and fuck this and fuck that and blah blah blah. It's in order to help us analyze it so we can see it from a different perspective of like, okay, what is the thing that I'm struggling with? What are my shadows? And to really see how we can heal them and learn to work with those energies better, in order for us to then integrate those shadows within us to some form, to some degree. And I saw 1333. It is important to learn to integrate the sides of us that we are not so proud of. That does not mean to go around hurting people. That does not mean to go around hating ourselves. It means to understand ourselves more completely for who we really are. Because when we understand ourselves as much as possible, we are going to see the light and dark attributes of who we are. And that's okay, that's normal, because every single person in existence, I don't care who they are, or if they're religious, or if they're not religious, or whatever the case is, it doesn't fucking matter. We all have light and dark within us, and that does not necessarily mean good and evil. It just means that we all have these different forces within us, and we need to learn how to be better at balancing ourselves, which is making me think here of yin and yang. It's important for us to learn how to appreciate even the darkness within us, because it helps teach us lessons. It helps teach us how to really understand other people when we're able to understand ourselves. Pay attention to your dreams and know that you are strong enough. You do have the strength within you to make the changes that you need to. Know that it is important to go within and to really face the secrets that you are holding from yourself and that you hold from other people. It's important to face those secrets and to face who we really are in order for us to understand ourselves, understand the truth of who we really are. Because once we're better able to understand ourselves, we're better able to understand other people. And again, here's a mirror. The reflection. It's important for us to go within and to reflect upon who we really are and what we really want in our life. When we start to go within and be grateful for the circumstances, the situations that have happened to us, even if they're shitty, the importance is to learn from them. To be kind to ourselves in our learning process. To understand again that it is important to have an open heart. I see a lot of like circular energy. There's a lot of circles here. There's a circle back here. There's this circle here. There's one here around her head too. There's these balls of energy. We have the moon here. Over here we have more energy. We have the globe. We have this around her. No, there's a lot of energy here. So I am seeing a lot about cycles again. A lot about cycles, a lot about intuition, using your intuition, a lot about really delving deeper into the secrets of yourself, getting to know yourself in a deeper level. Know that you are protected in your journey, and know that the entities, the spirits that work with you want you to know that they love you, and that they want to see you grow, and they want to see you follow your happiness and what fuels your heart, what lights the fire within you. They want you to know. I feel like you are more intuitive than you give yourself credit for. You do know more than you allow yourself to understand, because there may be times where you feel like you have an intuitive hit and you feel like, oh, you just have this feeling in your gut that you just know something, but you doubt it because you lack the confidence in your own abilities. And I'm seeing that this is a call for you to be more loving, compassionate, and understanding with yourself, that there's more to you than what you even understand about yourself, is what I'm getting a feeling of. Perhaps there's this energy about you that is kind of like an earth angel in a way, or kind of like very fairy-like, because with this card I see here, like they look like wings here. It's making me think that she has this very fairy-like energy about her, but with the globe and this kind of like halo effect that she has going on, I really have this feeling of like earth angel. I have not done enough research on earth angels, but from what I believe and what I understand about earth angels is like someone whose spirit comes back to earth in order to help lift the energy and the vibration of the earth, in order to bring more happiness, clarity, love, compassion, and all of these beautiful transformative healing energies into the world where we have a lot of chaos and destructive, um, binding kind of negative energy. So perhaps a part of your mission here on earth may be to raise the vibration of this earth. But in order to do that, you must first raise the vibration within yourself. I feel like through meditation, through healing your chakras, through working through your chakras, by enlightenment, by going within yourself and facing your own darkness and realizing what it is that your heart truly wants, it will definitely help you learn to soar and to fight for the things that are right for you, to fight for your path. Bless you. um let's see what else we got. I guess I feel like starting with Oracle today. Like an Oracle reading. Let's pull this one. Luck is on your side. So what this is saying to me is that I feel like I'm not the kind of person that necessarily believes in luck or bad luck, good luck, bad luck. I don't really believe in that necessarily. What I believe is that we make our own luck. If you believe, the energy you give off is the energy you receive. That is more in alignment to my own personal beliefs, is that if you have negative energies around you and you always think that bad things are going to happen to you, bad things are going to always happen to you. Whereas if you have a more positive outlook on things, and you believe that good things will happen to you, the times that bad things do happen, they're not going to affect you as much. But there's going to be a lot of blessings and a lot of things that you are going to take the opportunity of, because you're going to notice them as blessings and see them as good luck, or however it is that you choose to see it. So with this card here, what I see is not necessarily that luck is, on your side, but I do see it as like, know that whatever it is that you set your intentions to will be prosperous. Know that spirit has your back. Know that spirit has abundance waiting for you, but you have to aim for it. You have to shoot the arrow. You have to make the progress. You have to take the steps necessary in order to get there, in order to get to what you want. Luck is on your side if you choose to view it that way. Aim high and soar high. Because even if you aim high, you will get there. You just need to take the steps necessary. Just be aware of the energy that you're giving off is really what I'm feeling, and to focus on your confidence. To know that you are capable of accomplishing whatever it is that you desire, whatever it is you have your sights on, whatever your goals are, but you need to start actively aiming towards them and actively shooting your arrows to actually try to hit the target. You know what I mean? You'll never be able to hit the target if you never shoot an arrow. So it's like I'm getting this feeling, this energy of like, you'll never know until you try, but just know that it's going to take, with everything in life, no one becomes who they are overnight, and they have to keep practicing at it. So like, for example, a musician, someone who's a famous musician doesn't become famous overnight. I mean, not even in 1 year. Usually it'll take many years for them to start gaining a following, and many years of practice and learning new skills and learning how to better themselves and better their you know, their skills. Things take time, and it's important to realize that and to be okay with that, to accept that and to appreciate that things do take time. And it really is hard to be grateful for things taking time, but there are reasons. If we got everything that we wanted in life right then and there whenever we want it, we will never truly understand and truly be grateful for it to the fullest capacity that we should be and that we can be. If we had everything handed to us in life, we would never truly be grateful for the things that we do have. It is through difficulty and strife, it is through falling on our ass over and over and over again that we learn what it is that we do want in our life and what we don't want in our life. It is through us falling on our ass time and time again when we learn to pick ourselves up. And it is then when we learn to pick ourselves up and we learn that we are good enough and we do deserve to follow our pursuit of happiness, that is where the confidence comes from. Nothing will come of this situation. Don't let your past hold you back, and prosperity lies ahead. So what I'm seeing here is there may be a certain situation or a certain mentality that you have currently in your life, person, place, thing, thought. It could be anything that is holding you back. And I feel like it is a lack of confidence that is really stagnating you. When we are afraid of missing our target, sometimes we're literally too afraid to shoot any arrows at all. And that is literally the energy of giving up before even trying. So again, know that prosperity does lie ahead. Know that you are where you need to be on your journey, and striving towards what it is that you desire is going to bring you even closer to your prosperity. So don't let the past hold you back. Don't let the voices of other people or yourself tell you that you're not good enough or that you can't or that you're not capable of doing this, that, or the other, because it's not true. You are capable of anything that you set your mind to, but you have to actively set your mind to it. You and your loved ones are saved. So this is, again, bringing out this protection. So I do see a lot of energy here about protection. You and your loved ones are safe and protection. So I really do feel like perhaps this could be a reading in regards to divine purpose of some sort. To know that while you are on your journey and you are still learning to have confidence within yourself and not to let the past hold you back. Trying to be more positive and understanding that you need to sometimes just shoot the arrow. You see the target ahead, and even if you're not sure if you're going to hit the target, sometimes you just need to shoot the arrow and see where it lands. And that's how you can know, okay, well, I was standing in this position when I shot this arrow, it missed by a foot. Okay, then I know it missed by a foot to the left, so my alignment is a little bit more to the left. Let me align myself a little bit more to the right. Let me shoot another arrow. Okay, I'm on the outer edge of the target. Okay, then so let me aim a little bit more like this, up, down, whatever. You need to make adjustments necessary based on your experiences, but don't let the past hold you back. So like, for example, just because you missed the first arrow doesn't mean that you should stop. Just because the second arrow was closer but it wasn't where you wanted it to be doesn't mean that you should stop. As a matter of fact, the more arrows you shoot, the more arrows the more guarantee that you have that you're going to keep learning and that you're going to get better. So no matter what it is in your life that you're seeking to move towards, you should. And you should do what it is necessary in order for you to heal the negative thought patterns that you tell yourself, or that maybe it is a like a residual energy from someone else's, bullshit that they were telling you that you're not good enough. That's bullshit. That's not fucking true. Just because they say that doesn't mean shit. I saw 30/30. Know that you are the magician, and know that you are capable of ending the cycles in your life if you choose to, but it has to come from an active decision to work on that. It's not easy, but it is important. A new romantic cycle begins. We have the scales here. We have Libra energy. We have Cancer energy, Taurus energy, Sag energy, Sagittarius. Maybe you or someone in your energy is one of these signs, but do not have to be. We have Earth energy, Fire energy, Water energy, and Air energy. So we have all elements here. Anyway, like a crab. A crab has an outer shell and a soft inside, right? Its meat is soft, but its shell is hard. So also what I'm seeing from this is saying, like, be aware of the energy that you give off to people. If you want people to understand you better, you want people to truly get to know you for who you really are, you're going to have to lower your guard. You're going to have to soothe out this exterior outer shell, this blockage of a wall that you hold against people. To some degree, it is important to have some kind of walls. It is to some degree, because that is how we do protect ourselves. However, it is very important to understand the difference. My hand just kind of made it cut in half, so let's see. Have faith in your dreams. Yeah, have faith in knowing that whatever it is that you desire in your life, that you can make it come true. But you need to stop pushing away people, places, things, opportunities, blessings that come into your life because of, like, the Four of Cups energy, the Three of Swords energy, the Five of Cups energy, Five of Swords even, maybe. Like, it's important to stay away from those energies. Those are the type of energies of feeling lack, feeling like, oh, well, this didn't work out. I'm so focused on this thing that didn't work out that you don't even realize the things around you that are trying to come into your life. A new romantic cycle begins. This could mean, like, with someone else, but based on the reading so far, what I'm getting here is that this has to be within yourself. You need to start having a new romantic cycle within yourself. You need to start loving and nurturing and caring for yourself before you can be able to accept that from someone else. And here we have your commitment is being tested. So really what I am seeing is that maybe Spirit is testing you on your own self-confidence to see just how far you're really willing to take your dreams, just how far you're really willing to go. And that's not something to be angry about to Spirit, because again, Spirit isn't just gonna hand you whatever it is that you want whenever you want, because trust me, I know that'd be nice, But at the same time, it wouldn't, because then we would be ungrateful and we wouldn't know the difficulties that something really does take in order for us to get there. And when we finally get there, we have this strong sense of, I did notice this other card underneath. Don't let pride get in your way. It's okay to have some pride to some degree of, you know, you've come a long way. I've come a long way and I've learned a lot and this and that is good. It's good to have that. But it's also good to remember not to allow that pride to get to our head, to make us, have a big head, to get cocky about it or something. Have faith in your dreams and know that what it is that you want is coming towards you. It's coming towards you, even if you don't feel like it is. When you're working on your confidence and you're working on building yourself and your motivation and all of that, you are moving towards what it is that you desire. Show the world the real you is very important, because how can we expect people to truly understand who we are when we refuse to let them see the real us just because we're ashamed of it? Is not a good enough excuse. Just because that person may not like that side of us is not a good enough excuse. All of those are excuses that we tell ourselves in fear that we're not good enough, because we don't want to admit that maybe it's something that we're not so proud of, but it really is a big part of who we are. If it's something that you're not so proud of, but it really is a big part of who you are, and you feel like no matter what you do, you can't escape it, that is really something that you should go within yourself to really determine, why is this such an integral part in your life? What is it that you have to learn from this lesson in order to bring you closer to your truth? A new romantic cycle begins. We need to be balanced within ourselves in order for us to be balanced in a relationship with someone else. If you cannot be balanced within yourself, don't expect a relationship to be balanced, because it's only going to be harder. When you're with someone, then you're dealing with more energy, you're dealing with someone else's past, you're dealing with someone else's thoughts and opinions, and all of that is beautiful, but that makes it more difficult. So if you cannot understand yourself, you cannot understand how to work with your own negative energies, if you cannot understand how to integrate these shadow aspects of yourself, how are you going to be able to be an understanding partner when your partner is open and honest with you and says, hey, these are my shadows, I'm working on them. I'm not proud of them, but I'm working on them. If we are not confident within ourselves, if we do not know how to work with our own shadows, we will not understand how to work with someone else's shadows. I saw 3838. Again, show the world the real you. That's the only way where people are going to know who you are, is because you show them the real you. Now again, what I'm getting the feeling of, again, with that is like, it really is difficult to be understanding and kind and compassionate about someone else's circumstances, especially if it's something that revolves around our own darkness. So for example, something that a partner does may trigger us. And if we don't know how to handle those triggers, we may start to push away our partner because of us not being understanding and loving and compassionate about their situation, about what it is that they're going through. So it's going to create a wedge in between the two of you. That's usually how it is. It is when we understand ourselves that we're better able to understand other people. Because when we understand, and I'm not saying, like, I think we all know no one is perfect. I'm not perfect, you're not perfect, our families aren't perfect, our friends aren't perfect, our coworkers, like, no one in existence is perfect. There's no such thing as perfection. How could there be when there are literally billions upon billions of people on this earth? And for each and every person on this earth, there is a unique life. There is a unique perspective. There is a unique path per person. No one in existence is meant to live the same exact life. That is why we're all different. Even though we're all experiencing the same things in our life, or in the next life, we'll all end up having to deal with certain situations. We're all in this journey together, but we are all as well experiencing it for ourselves. When we learn how to be understanding about our own journey and about our own darkness, we are then able to be more compassionate towards other people. When we're able to go within and understand why we are who we are because of our past situations that make us hurt, we're able to understand and catch other people, like, okay, this person's being a fucking dick. They're being a fucking asshole. Chances are, some shit has happened to them to make them bitter, and they're in the point of their life where either they're subconsciously doing this and not realizing that they're perpetuating the hurt, the anger, and all of the shit that has happened to them. They may be stuck in a cycle that they don't even realize that is in their life because they did not handle the trauma and the situation that happened to them in the best way possible. And that's normal. That happens to each and every single one of us. At some point or another, we're going to catch ourselves and be like, whoa, okay, this is what I'm doing. Like, I'm angry about something because someone, I was angry about someone else doing that to me. Hurt people. So what does that mean? Chances are someone who's a fucking asshole, chances are they've had someone be a fucking asshole to them. And that is not an excuse. I don't give a fuck what the situation was. It is not an excuse to be a bad person. But the mass majority of people, at some point in their life, all of us are going to fall into that trap at some point or another. And it's up to us to face it and to work on it and to be like, okay, I see that I am still stuck in this energy. This energy is latched onto me and is lingering on me. It's up to me to face it and to let it go. And so I do see a lot of energy about healing as well. This card is very, very bright. Very bright. And as you can see, it's like the brightest card in the deck. So immediately the feeling that I'm getting, I see 44. This card literally just flew out. So what I'm getting the sense of here is it's important to really focus on the light within you. 4414. The light is what helps us stabilize ourselves. It is in the darkness where we learn to appreciate the light. And as you can tell how brightly this card really does illuminate, surrounded by darkness. Each and every single one of us is the light amongst the dark. But we are light and we are dark as well. We're both, and we need to learn to balance those energies. But to me, what this is saying is to know that you have what it takes within you. You have that energy of that light within you. It's important to be confident. It's important to follow your dreams, the desires in your life, your passions, the things that inspire you. Freedom. Follow your heart and nurture your soul with love and freedom to grow. Yes. Freedom. Understand that you have the freedom to pursue your dreams. And don't let anyone, I don't give a fuck who they are, don't let anyone get in the way of you pursuing your dreams. No one. Not family, not friends, not coworkers, not yourself. No one. It is your right. It is your right and your calling to follow what it is in your heart that you feel called to do. To learn to love and to grow, to nurture your own soul. We have to learn to treat ourselves with respect. Treat others how you want to be treated, but also we need to understand that if we want to be treated with respect, why are we going to treat ourselves with disrespect? It doesn't make sense. Inner alchemy. Inner alchemy is achieved when you react to fear with love. You see, this card is much darker, but over here we see it's like this face with like hair in the way, but the third eye is glowing. You have it within you. To have love and abundance and creativity, compassion. You have it within you to create and pursue whatever it is that you desire. But you need to react to fear with love. So what does that mean? On our journey, when we are learning to be more confident, and on our journey when we're striving to move towards our dreams, our goals, our ambitions, our aspirations, whatever it is, there's going to be things that are going to pop up in our life that are trying to test us. Like this card, there was a card that said, like you are being tested, your commitment is being tested. When we get tested, it starts to bring up fear. And sometimes when we're in the middle of our test, trying to prove to ourselves that we are able to accomplish whatever it is, sometimes there's going to be negative energies that always try to keep us down, that always try to keep us from leveling up, from being confident, from flying, from soaring above whatever blockages we have for ourselves, whatever boundaries we create for ourselves. Reacting to fear with love is going to help us when removing the obstacles in our path that we are being challenged with. That is how we prove to the universe that we are ready for whatever it is. When we start to react to fear with love. When we start to say, you know what, I'm tired of being scared of what other people think. I'm tired of telling myself I'm not good enough. I'm tired of this, that, and the other. I'm tired of being afraid of putting myself out there. I'm just gonna fucking do it. Because this is what I love. This is who I am. And I'm going to express it. And at that point, you have created the inner alchemy. You are the alchemist always and forever. But you need to take responsibility for that power. This card, I feel, is kind of like calling out. It's like a woman sitting there, and we see again chakras being illuminated. To me, this seems like a very wise leader. To me, this feels like a shaman. This has the energy of someone very wise, very compassionate. I saw 50-50. It is important for us to be compassionate to ourselves and to the people around us, and to share this energy of love and knowledge with each other. Channel. You are a channel through which healing energy reaches the world. Remember how earlier I mentioned Earth Angel? This is that energy. I'm getting that energy again. An Earth Angel is essentially someone who's like a shaman. They bring healing to the earth. They bring healing to the people around them and the people who hear their message. They are a channel of the divine. They are a channel of love and healing. And that is how you diminish the negativity around you. Freedom, alchemy, healing, and love. Be the channel that you want to be. Express yourself in your authenticity. You have the freedom to express yourself how you damn well please. As long as you're not harming any other living creature, I say you do you, boo-boo. Do as I will, harm none, but take no shit. I really do. I live by that. Out of all the time that I have learned about different religions, that is the one thing that really stuck with me the most throughout learning about all the different religions that I learned about. Do as I will, harm none, but take no shit. To me personally, that is the best, most concise thing to live by, that we should all live by. Do as I will. What is that saying? It is saying to follow, to have the freedom. Allow the freedom within yourself to do what it is that you desire. Follow your passion, follow your freedom, follow your creativity, follow you. You are unique. Why follow other people when you can be yourself and share that with the world? Do as I will, harm none. When we harm none, we really are allowing ourselves to understand how to be compassionate with other people. It means that we're going to do our best to not do things that are going to hurt other people. Now, there is a difference between speaking our mind and someone being butthurt over it. I mean, that's not what we're talking about here. That's not the same thing as harm none. I'm saying to physically, verbally, mentally, emotionally abuse someone or an animal, to neglect or mistreat an animal. Harm none means to, in your power, to do everything in your power to not cause harm to someone who's not deserving of it. Take no shit is it follows through with that, what I'm saying. So it doesn't mean to harm none, because literally, there may be situations where someone comes at us and we need to defend ourselves. And I believe in self-defense 100%. And that's why I live so strongly by do as I will, harm none, but take no shit. Because it is a way to teach us to follow the magnetic pull that we feel from our heart, to follow our truth and be who we really are, no matter what, no matter who, what, when, where, how, why, don't fucking matter at all. When you are confident in yourself and you understand that you have the freedom to be who you are, beautiful alchemy starts to happen. Because then we start to detach from this feeling of I need to be what other people want me to be, and my parents want me to be that, and you know, my coworkers want me to do this, and my boss wants me to do this, and you know, my teacher wants this from me, and 55-50. We need to change. Right after I said we need to change, I saw 55-55. We need to literally make the changes in our lives to where we stand true to ourselves, not to be an asshole to the people who don't understand, but to release them. To be like, if you don't understand, that's okay. If you want to understand, you can ask me and I would gladly explain to you what I have learned and why I love what I love and why I do what I do. But if you're just going to judge me for it, then I don't need that in my life. Know that when you are real and authentic to who you are a channel. You are a channel. Because when we are truly ourselves, our highest self is shining through us. Do as I will, harm none, but take no shit. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to pursue your dreams and aspirations. And if someone doesn't believe in that doesn't mean that they're a bad person. It just means perhaps they don't even believe in themselves. And that's usually what it is. The people who really stop us from accomplishing our own dreams have never even followed their own dreams. And that's not to be a bitch, but that's usually how it is. Because people who are like, well, I tried and it didn't work for me, so who knows if it's going to work for you. Those are the people who've given up on their dreams. Those are the people who've given up on themselves. And they shouldn't. I believe that they should really work on themselves and channeling who they really are and to move away from the boundaries that they create for themselves and for other people. To realize that those are not healthy boundaries. Those are not created from a place of love. They're created from a place of fear. And therefore, they're going to be limiting and they're going to keep you in a cage. The people who don't want us to pursue our dreams don't want to pursue their own dreams. The people who pursue their own dreams, have you noticed those are the people who tend to be the most understanding and the most loving and the most like, yeah, you can do it, you can do it. I've been there, I know what it's like. You know, if I can do it, so can you. Those are the kind of people that you should have around you. Not the people who are like, oh, well, you know, I hate life and nothing good can come of it because all the shit that I've experienced and all this and all that and excuse. Negativity after negativity. And none of us should feel stuck in those negative loop cycles. But the truth is, we all get stuck in that at some point or another. Guidance. You are not alone. You are guided by masters and teachers of the highest realms. You do have your spirit team always rooting for you, always believing in you, always trusting in you. Always wanting you and guiding you towards confidence. Always wanting you and guiding you towards shooting that arrow at the target that you choose to shoot that arrow to. strength. And strength, we saw strength earlier. It was in this deck. You are being guided by the cosmos. Stay strong. A positive outcome is assured. I'll pull from this one. Earth. What? Okay. Sorry. Earth guide. Your sacred calling upon this planet is to simply love and be loved. Let me... Oh, which card was it that I was saying here? There was a card here. Okay. Earlier I mentioned an earth angel. This energy of being an earth angel. And to see earth guide come out, and truth is on the bottom, and we did have the truth card come out too. See your light, know your power, have the courage to walk your truth. Fuck yeah. Yes. Walk your truth. You deserve to. And you know what? Since there is this energy here of being an earth guide, what that means to me is we are faced with situations in our life that lead us to a point in our life where we have to learn to either follow our truth and be authentic and be who we are and have confidence, or to do nothing with our lives. You are an earth guide. Your purpose is to be you. To be you. I'm pointing at you, yes. You be you, boo-boo. For real though. If you are a guide, you are not meant to follow everyone else's bullshit. You're meant to lead your own shit. You know what I mean? You're meant to lead. You're meant to teach. You're meant to learn how to go through all of these things. This is a test. As an earth angel, you are tested. Because when you are tested, you're faced with the decision, either I'm gonna have the strength and I'm gonna continue forward, or I'm just gonna give up. And everyone on earth is faced with the same exact fork in the road. Shit is happening, shit is shitty. There may be negative shit around you. You may not believe in yourself, but here, you have two decisions. Are you gonna try and keep going, even if the first arrow missed, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 10th, 20th arrow missed? Are you gonna keep trying? Are you gonna keep figuring out why it is that you're here for? Are you gonna keep teaching what you learn? Or are you just gonna give up and do nothing about it? And be like, woe is me, and people suck, and I hate my life, and all this shit happened to me, and these people were fucking assholes, and now I'm bitter, and now I'm angry, and now I'm fucking an asshole to other people. I saw 1 hour and 3 minutes with 33 seconds. You are the magician in your own life. You make that decision for yourself. Because no one else can make it for you but you. Spirit, the guides, our ancestors, our spirit guides, our animal guides, our angels and demons, so to speak. The energies that we work with, the energies that are around us, whether we see them as negative or positive, whatever the case is, they are here with the purpose of helping us. Even the negative energies are there to teach us something. It is up to us to be like, oh, well, it's negative, so, fuck that and all of that, or to learn from it. The greatest teachers in our life tend to be the worst experiences that we have gone through. Because again, When we are in the darkness, that is where we appreciate the light. It is in the darkness where we learn to take shape. When we are in the dark, we can open our eyes. And if it's so dark to the point where we see nothing, we're not going to see anything. We can listen and we can hear all the sounds, and we can decipher, like, okay, there's a car crossing, there's a car driving down the street, there's, someone's knocking on the door somewhere else in the house, or whatever the case is. In the dark, you have to use your senses. In the dark, you have to find yourself, because you cannot look in a mirror in the dark. You are one with the darkness. It is when you are one with the darkness that you're able to take shape. You're able to mold the shape around you. You're able to become absolutely anything. It is when the light comes on that we see the truth. But when the light is on, now we are equipped with what we want and how we want to see ourselves and what we want to pursue, thanks to the darkness that we have sat in order to understand ourselves better. Not for who we are on the outside, by looking in the mirror, but by feeling within us who we are inside of us. I really hope I'm making sense. The people in life who are the strongest people, the people in life who are the most successful people, have gone through the worst shit in their life, have had people tell them, you're not good enough, you'll never make it. And look at them. Have you heard of stories of people who are famous, who were bullied back then when they were kids, who had bad family situations, who've dealt with so much fucking trauma, but against it all, they decided for themselves that they wanted to pursue their dreams. They pushed past all of the bullshit and all of the negative talk, self-talk, and talk from other people around them. Whether they're family, friends, or otherwise, don't fucking matter. And these people prove that to us. It's not to be angry at the people who oppose us. It's not to be angry at the people who do not show their support, even if they're family or friends. There's going to be people who disagree with our choices in life. Hell, there are people who think tarot is evil. You know what I mean? Shit, I can guarantee I have never watched one tarot reading by anyone that was like, oh my god, I felt like that was evil. Really? My point is, there are going to be people who don't fucking understand your work. There are going to be people who don't understand you. And that doesn't matter. You be you. If they ask you, then explain to them in the most honest way why you do what you do and why it means something to you. And whatever they take from that is their problem, not yours. You did your part in sharing your experience. You did your part in sharing why this is so important to you and why you want to pursue it. And whatever they take with that knowledge, whatever they do with it, is on them. The most successful people in life do not give a damn about what other people tell them. Because other people, I guarantee, have told that person, oh, you'll never make it. Right? Who was it that invented airplanes? I can't think of it from the top of my head, but here's my point. When there were no airplanes, everyone who heard of this person, oh, I want to make a flying bird, something that we can fly on so we can fly like birds. Birds inspire me like wings. Birds inspire me. We can fly too. Look, I'll prove it. I'll show it to you guys. And I bet you everyone who heard this inventor, like, oh, you want to make a flying bird? You want to make some kind of aircraft? Good fucking luck, dude. I mean, no one has fucking done it. Good luck. Ha ha ha. You're so full of yourself. Look at this guy. So full of himself, thinking they could create something new. Ha 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 ha. And look, it fucking happened. Despite all of the criticism, despite all of the people making fun of them and talking shit and not believing in them, not supporting them, it doesn't fucking matter because they believed in themselves. So much so to the point that they literally invented something that has helped us all in the years after. It comes with trial and error. I mean, it's scary when you watch a video, for example, about the first inventions made. So the first washing machine and dryer. So many people ended up dead because they didn't understand the chemicals that they're using. They didn't understand certain aspects of what they're trying to create. It takes trial and error. And that goes exactly back to what I'm saying about the arrow. Just because you shoot 50 shots and they all miss doesn't mean you'll never get there. It sucks when we miss so many shots more than what we thought we would or what we hoped we would. Maybe we hoped we'd get in the 10th shot and we didn't get it until the 30th shot. It doesn't matter as long as you keep working towards it. That's the whole point. It doesn't fucking matter who tells you you can't do it, you're not good enough, and you don't know enough, and you're not this, and you're not that. Fuck that. Fuck it. You are what you want to be. You are what you choose to be. And I don't believe that we should let anyone, and I say this often, probably too often, I don't believe we should allow anyone, friends, family, or otherwise, keep us from pursuing the things that we love. If there's someone who's really important to you, then it makes sense how their reaction or their response is going to really mean a lot to you. And that happens. We're all human. I mean, naturally, like for example, certain opinions of certain family members and certain friends mean more to me than like extended family or, you know, people who I've not talked to in a long time. You know what I mean? We all have those people that we really do genuinely care about what they say, but we shouldn't care to the point where we allow their truth to be ours. We shouldn't allow them to the point. I saw 1 hour 13:13. We shouldn't allow anyone to make us feel like, okay, well, you know what, maybe this isn't a good dream, or maybe this isn't this or that or the other. And I know what that's like from both perspectives. I have, in my own way, been in my own darkness, my own shadow, not believing in myself, to a point where someone very special to me opened up about something that he wanted to do in his life. And there were aspects of that thing that were very difficult for me to accept. I know what it's like to have someone tell me that what I'm doing isn't good. And I know what it's like to be the person to tell someone else, like, are you really sure this is what you want? To say the least. I've been on both sides of this fence. And I'm telling you from both experience, from both all of the experiences that I've had dealing with anything revolving around what I'm talking about right now. I can tell you from both sides of the fence. Let people have the freedom to be who they are. And if it is not in alignment with who you are and what you want, then let them go. For all you know, now is not the time. Perhaps there's something else for you out there. Allow people to be in their truth, to be honest, and to express themselves because they're free to do so. But also allow that for yourself as well, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. I'm sorry if I kind of went on a long tangent there. Oh no, who knows? Maybe I'll just do Oracle today. Maybe it'll just be an Oracle reading. Let me move this. I really do hope that this reading so far has been helping. I do feel like a lot of times I feel like my readings are kind of very similar to each other. So maybe this is just really like energy that I am experiencing and going through, and you know, as a collective we're all going through the same kind of energy. Really know that you are good enough, and that you are worthy, and that you do deserve to pursue your dreams and your aspirations. To know that you are capable of changing the things in your life that you want to change. Peaceful among thorns. Let's see what that's about. I'm trying to... Okay. Peaceful among thorns. Let's see what this is about really quick. And I think that I flipped them wrong. What this is telling me is it's bringing back that energy of meditation. This here looks like the chaos symbol of chaos magic. Perhaps you feel like there's a lot of chaos around you. It is in our meditations where we're able to work on our mind and to move away from the chaos that is around us. Peaceful among thorns, what that is telling me is there's this energy that despite people, places, things around you telling you that you're not able to do this, that, or the other, it's important for you to realize that you are capable and that you should pursue the things that you really want to, the things that bring you happiness and clarity in your own life. The things that help you stand authentically true within yourself. That even despite all of the things that you're told from other people that may make you feel like you're not worthy or that you're not able to, you need to understand that you are worthy and you are able to. You need to believe in yourself. Prove it to yourself and people will start to see it. Bird in a cage. Gilded regret, and the child I was meant to be. Um, Many times, several times that I've used this deck, these two cards have come out, but I've never seen these two. So let's see here. This is bringing back the energy of freedom to me, or lack thereof, because this is a bird in a cage. So you feel like there are people around you, and this could be yourself, like you telling yourself this kind of energy that you're not able to do this, that, or the other, but you need to get out of your head. This to me is the Eight of Swords energy in the tarot. You need to get out of your own head and to realize that you can move away from the chaos that's around you. But you need to find peace within yourself to do so. The 21, 2 and 1 make 3. Again, you are the magician of your own life. It is up to you to move away from the chaos around you. And of course, to some degree, there's always going to be chaos around us that we cannot fully 100% run away from. And this isn't telling you to run away from problems in your life. It is saying to be still and to find out better ways on how to deal with these things. When we are confident within ourselves, and when we trust in ourselves, and we have the freedom and allow ourselves the freedom to express ourselves, we're able to come to situations from a higher perspective, from a better mind state, where we're able to understand that, you know what, maybe the tools that I do have, maybe I can work with them and this will help me. And chances are you'll find that you have the solution to the problem. You just have to allow yourself to see it. If there's anything in your life that you regret, release that. This is the number 5. Number 5 is the number of change, transformation. Find balance in those situations. If you need to apologize for something you did, then apologize. It's important for us to go within ourselves and to understand, why do we regret certain situations in our life? And chances are it's because we know that we were wrong. And so it's time to own up to that. It's time to admit where we are wrong, admit our faults, but know that our faults do not, our faults don't have to stop us from being true to ourselves and being true to other people. Our regrets shouldn't stop us from progressing in life. Regret is meant to teach you something. Again, if you feel regretful, remorseful for something that you did, it means that you acknowledge that you're wrong, consciously or subconsciously. And so what I'm seeing here is, perhaps there are situations where you feel caged up, or you lock yourself in a cage because you regret a certain situation you don't want. Perhaps you don't trust yourself. One, two, three. Perhaps there's something about you that you don't trust yourself, that you don't want people to see. Perhaps that's why you may not be 100% authentic with who you are, because you may not like certain aspects of yourself. You're keeping yourself in a cage. Or you're allowing the thoughts and voices of others to keep you in a cage. When we regret something, again, it is there for us to face it, to acknowledge where we were wrong in order for us to learn from it. That's the importance here. With the child I was meant to be is the number 8. I'm thinking again of cycles. And then here we have like there's a plant growing from her hands. If you can create anything in your life, what is it that you want to create? Your hands. Hands are powerful. Hands give and receive energy, right? When we give a gift, we give it with our hands. When we receive a gift, we receive it graciously with our hands, right? Be aware of the things that you're creating. And here in the background, I see actually there's this like purple, this looks like a wing, which is making me think of divine protection. It's making me think back to the other decks with the confidence card. The child I was meant to be is to me saying that you need to figure out who it is that you are and understand that that is who you are meant to be. Step into your power and use the freedom that you have in order to really allow yourself to blossom. Because again, you are the light amongst the darkness that you face. If you choose to be the light, be aware of the cycles in your mind. Be aware of the things that we tell ourselves. Parasite, be aware that when we are in our own head telling ourselves that we're not good enough, it really does affect us. I wanted to see what this card was. Today for tomorrow. Today for tomorrow. Five. Again. What we do now is preparing us for tomorrow, is the feeling that I'm getting. So we have 3 moons here, making a triangle. What you give your energy to today, is it something that is creating a better tomorrow for you? Or is it just something that is there to keep you distracted? Black flower fragrance. This card to me, because this card is a card that has also come out with these other ones before. This card to me does speak a lot about the heart chakra, about being guarded. Peaceful among thorns, and we see thorns here. Despite how our heart feels sometimes, we still have a lingering pain within us. But it's important for us to learn how to be peaceful among the thorns. To heal our heart, to heal our mentality, to heal the relationships with ourselves, with our past, with people around us. It does not mean that you have to come back together with someone. It does not mean that you have to be friends with someone again. But there is a lesson to be learned in forgiveness. And every time I mention forgiveness, I do try to mention forgiveness is not to be complacent with something that someone has done to negatively affect themselves or someone around them. That's not what forgiveness is about. we forgive, but we never really forget. Here's the difference. And I mentioned this before, and I'm sure that you know the difference, but I'll just reiterate it. The difference about forgiving someone who has wronged you versus just being okay with it is being okay with it doesn't solve the situation for you or anyone else. It is still going to linger. But when we forgive, it's like, I'm going to tell you what you did wrong, but you know what? I'm going to choose to forgive you. Now, I'm going to walk away because I deserve better than to be treated like shit, and I refuse to be treated like shit from anybody. So if that's how you want to treat me, then you are free to be who you are, and I release that energy from me. I choose to forgive you, to let it go, and to move on, because I don't want it to infect my heart. I choose to forgive and to let go for my sake, for your sake, for everyone else's sake. That does not mean that what you did is okay. It is still your responsibility, what you did, to take responsibility for what you did. But know that by me forgiving you, it is my way of releasing this energy. It is not my problem anymore. It's important to release the energy with compassion to yourself, compassion for the victim who did not deserve what they got. To also have an understanding, again, this is not an excuse for people to mistreat other people or to do wrong or whatever, but to understand, again, hurt people. So chances are someone who has broke your heart, chances are they have a broken heart. So it is just to look at it with some compassion, to understand that, hey, we're all in our own journey, and perhaps this is a lesson that this person has to learn within their own healing. I'm not going to cater to them, but I'm not going to make it worse for anyone either. I saw 32, 32. 32, 32, and then 32 right here. Obsession with the number 3. This, to me, as funny as it is, it kind of reminds me of a giant eye contact. It's kind of making me think of that. And so what that makes me think of is perspective. Obsession. Sometimes we become obsessed with people, places, things in our life because we think that it has, for whatever reason, we may hold it on a pedestal, or we may be obsessed with it because we can see what we can learn from it, or we can see how we can grow together, or whatever the case is. An obsession is being so fixated on something that you cannot see around it. So what I'm seeing here is to be aware, to be careful that you are not obsessing over any specific particular outcomes that involve anyone or anything around you. Release outcomes is what I'm getting from this card. Be aware of your perspective. Again, this reminds me of an eye contact. Be aware of your perspective of situations. Know that what it is that's going on in your life, you hold the key, and the key is your perspective. If we choose to see something negative and damaging, it will be negative and damaging. But we choose to see something as a lesson, then it gives us the opportunity to learn from it. That is what I'm seeing here. Follow your intuition here with the purple and your happiness with the yellow. Intuition, third eye chakra with the yellow solar plexus. I'm thinking of the lower chakras. Work on your lower chakras to build your confidence and your stability within yourself. Work on your higher chakras to strengthen your intuition in following and pursuing your dreams and pursuing your inner guidance. Work on healing yourself and healing the past. Let's see what we get from this deck. I'm just going through oracle decks today. The storyteller, fame, stagnation, and pride. The champion of Avalon, companionship, nobility, and self-realization. Forsaken soldier, strategy, failure, and trauma. And then underneath the deck we have the Sword of Law, bravery, self-discipline, and faith. Under that we have the Forgotten Adversary, sorrow, loss, valor, and serendipity. Let's see. There's a lot of masculine energy here. A lot, actually, each and every single one of these cards has a sword. It is a man with a sword. A masculine energy with a sword. I'm getting a strong King of Swords energy from these cards. King of Swords is about being true, being authentic, speaking your mind, not taking any bullshit from anybody. The King of Swords can be cutthroat. The King of Swords can be intimidating. The King of Swords can literally end someone just right then and there. So the King of Swords must learn to have restraint. The King of Swords must learn to know when to stow away the sword in the sheath or to bust it out and prepare for battle. Again, this is making me think back to perspective. And I'm seeing here, these eyes are glowing. Those eyes are glowing. This eye is glowing, this one eye. And for these two cards, it's like his eyes are open, but they kind of look black. They're hard to really tell. So I'm seeing, I guess technically we have 3 eyes here because he's facing sideways, and we have 3 eyes here. So I'm seeing this light and this dark energy within you. which we all have within us, so that makes sense. What I'm seeing here is a need for balance. There's 3 here, 3 here. There's a need for balance between our light and our dark energy. And again, dark does not mean evil. And I'm not saying to go around and hurt people and do bad things. That's not what I'm saying. I'm seeing this as for example, it could be a balance between the feminine and masculine energy within us. The energies that are forthcoming, upfront, blunt, straight to the point, and honest. And the energies within us where we are more reserved within ourselves because we are searching within us. So I'm seeing there needs to be a balance between inner work and outer work within our own lives. There's a lot of swords energy here, so be very aware of the way that you communicate. Fame, stagnation, and pride. Don't be prideful. And we mentioned this earlier. There's a difference between being confident and being cocky. Being confident is important for each and every single one of us to learn. But it's also important for us to learn not to let that confidence become cockiness and like a negative form of pride. Be aware of stagnation. Perhaps you want to be in the public eye, or you are in the public eye, but there may be some stagnation around you. Perhaps certain things that you want to pursue, but you may be stagnating within yourself because you may be afraid of what people think about you or what people will say about you. Be sure to always try to remain as compassionate and as, what's the word? Noble. There's another word that I'm looking for though. There may be people around you who you may not realize want to help you. And perhaps there's people in your energy that you want to help them as well. So with this companionship, what I'm seeing is the possibility of working together with someone, like the 3 of Pentacles, for example. Learn to work with people. Learn to work strongly and good within yourself. Learn to be able to work without anyone, but also learn to work with people. Because the more that you get to know yourself, and the more you want to share your story, and the more that you want to put yourself in the public eye, the more people are going to come around you who want to work with you, and vice versa. The more that you may want to work with other people to collaborate. I'm seeing to find balance within collaboration and working within yourself. Again, this goes with everything in our life. If we cannot do something on our own, then we will not really truly be able to do it with someone else, because then we will maybe be relying too much on them than like on ourselves, being able to put in the amount of time and effort into the work. Self-realization to me is saying again, we need to be able to do things to be efficient and independent within ourselves in order to really come together with other people and work even better. The exile, strategy, failure, trauma. Perhaps you have felt literally like an exile. Perhaps you have felt like the outcast of the family or friend group. Perhaps there's trauma revolving around family, revolving around friends, to where you feel like you have been a failure, or where people have made you feel like you are a failure. But you need to understand how to move away from those feelings of trauma and failure to heal them. See, here, he's guarding his heart. Like, he has the sword up, but he kind of also has his hand over his heart. So I'm seeing he's guarding his heart. Perhaps you guard your heart because of trauma that family or friends has made you feel like a failure. And here is like, he also has something up to his heart. So with this card, I'm getting the feeling of, be aware of what it is that you hold dear and close to your heart. Like, are you also carrying someone's negativity in your heart as a burden because it was painful for you to hear that person tell you that thing that it has stuck in your heart? You need to heal from that. Don't hold negativity in your heart because it's just going to stagnate you. Learn to have a strategy and learn to make that strategy you being independent and strong within yourself and knowing who you are. So that way when people come around you and want to know who you are authentic and real 100%. And whether they like it or not, you are you. And there's no time or energy to be wasting on people, places, things around us who just don't get it because they don't want to. Self-discipline. This has to go back to what I was saying about following what it is that you want, taking the steps necessary that you need to take, being brave in following whatever it is that you want in your life. Keep your eye on the prize and know that you are worthy of it. You are a king. Whether you're female or male, doesn't matter. You are a king. Have faith in yourself. Have faith in yourself and what it is that you desire. Move away from pain. Move away from the sorrow that you feel in your life, the disappointments that perhaps people made you feel. This is kind of making me think of the Eye of Sauron. What is it called? Is that what it's called? Stand true to who you are. Follow the light. The light is there to guide you. Follow your heart. Don't be so guarded and blocked because of the trauma that you've experienced. That is understandable. We all fall into that trap. Each and every single one of us has or will fall into that trap in one way or another. But the importance is that we learn to pick ourselves up and we learn how to move past that. Let's see. I think I'll just get a few. I wasn't thinking about getting tarot, but let's see what comes out. I'll put them over here. The 9 of Pentacles in reverse and the 10 of Cups in reverse, with the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. So I'm seeing here, the 9 of Pentacles is about independence. It's about being able to provide for yourself. And so this goes back to the energy of what I'm saying here is important, is to be able to work with yourself, to be stable within yourself in order to then be able to be stable in working with other people. That is the energy here. So what I'm seeing with it being in reverse is perhaps there's still an energy within you that is relying on other people around you. And you know, it's okay to get help from people. It's okay to ask for help. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But when that starts to hinder us, when that starts to become our go-to is like someone else's kindness or compassion or generosity, that's not right. So I'm seeing it's important here to be aware of where we can work on ourselves better in order to have our own emotional fulfillment within ourselves. If we want emotional fulfillment with someone else, we must first be able to have that within ourselves. So that way when we do come together with someone else, we're able to uplift each other. It's not like, oh, well, you're stable and I'm not, so you provide for me. Oh, well, you're happy and I'm not, so you make me happy. No. If you want to be stable, then be stable. And provide that stability, yes. Reciprocity. I think that people in a relationship should both be stable for each other, should for themselves, but also for each other. And that's going to look different for everybody. So, for example, there may be partners who, you know, one person may be working and the other one's not, but the other one's like doing other obligations, you know, maintaining finances or upkeeping with the, you know, the material realm and the house or whatever the case is. You need to find balance within yourself. You need to be able to have that balance within yourself in order to have it with someone else. But you need to have that conversation with other people as well, because there are people who expect to be provided for, and there are people who expect to provide. Whenever you're dealing with someone else's energy, it's important to be very clear and concise about what it is that you expect from each other. What it is that you're trying to help each other learn and grow, or you just want to spend time together, or do you see them as a possible future partner? We have the 9 and the 10 here. So there's a progression to the end. But with the 7 of Pentacles here, what I'm seeing is this need to focus on what it is that you're building for yourself. Focus in on what it is that you want to provide for yourself. And what it is that we provide for ourselves, we're able to provide for others. That is what I'm seeing. I want to pull another card. This is making me think back to all of those dudes in swords. Temperance. it's important for us to be patient with ourselves and to work on the cycles that we need to work on in order to bring healing into our lives. Well, we have the Tower in reverse over here, the World in reverse, the Emperor in reverse, and the Ten of Swords in reverse. I'm sorry for the glare. There's more that needs to be healed. There's more cycles that need to come to an end. And there's more of this stubborn energy. Like, again, be cautious not to fall into the trap of being cocky. It is important for us to acknowledge and to accept and to appreciate and to utilize the power within us that we have. But there's a difference between, being humble about that power and using it or being cocky about it. So I'm seeing, stay humble. Work on the cycles that you need to work on in releasing the pain and the burdens that you feel. Because there's more that needs to be healed and released in order to release and heal from this negativity, this baggage, this literal feeling dead. And with the Tower underneath, and like with the Four of Pentacles being stingy, being greedy, being cocky. Now this could be, it's not always a bad card. I don't believe any card to be just bad or just good. I believe they all have both, negative and positive attributes. So what I'm seeing here is to be aware of how you ground yourself and be aware of your stability. Are you holding on too tightly out of fear that you don't have enough? Are you sharing it with other people, or are you saving it for, something that you need in the future? Something that you want to gain? I'm seeing there's a need here to determine the difference between being stingy and just holding on, reserving to your time and your energy, from people who may want to hang out with you or spend time with you. So I'm not just seeing this as finances, but I'm seeing it as just your energy in general. If you want people to get to know you, then you need to be willing to open up. You need to be true. You need to be authentic. You need to be who you really are and speak your mind in order for people to really get a good idea of who you are and what you want in your life. You have to make that decision. With the Ace of Cups and the Three of Swords, I did mention the Three of Swords earlier. I feel like there's still more that needs to be healed, and I mean, we all have healing to do. And that is a part of the journey of life, and that will always be a part of the journey of life because we're always learning and expanding and growing, and so there's always going to be more to learn from. The world isn't going to end just because a situation didn't work out. It's important for us not to be so heavily guarded within ourselves and our energy, because if we want love but we're guarded, we're not even going to realize when it comes, or when it does come, we're going to literally be fighting it. And look, I mentioned King of Swords. Look, here he is. There needs to be balance. There needs to be reciprocity. There needs to be an equal give and take. Don't expect people to understand you if you're not willing to open up and tell them who you are. Don't expect people to fall in love with the real you when you're not willing to open up and be real to those people that you want. Don't expect people to understand you if you're not willing to help them understand. Because we all have different situations in our life. So naturally, there are going to be certain times when we have trouble really understanding why someone is the way they are, or learning about their past. It's not to be angry, it's not to be vicious, it's not to make someone feel bad or anything like that. It's so that we can help learn about each other and help lift each other up. We've all been through some shit, and we can all learn from each other to some degree. That is what I'm feeling here. So I feel like these messages today were kind of mixed, kind of, you know, a usual message of being honest, being authentic, being who you are, and stepping into your own power, but humbly pursuing what it is that you desire with gratitude, letting go of things that have caused pain. Know that with every tower that falls, that is land that can be used to rebuild something else, to build upon it something new, something stable, something where you made it with love, not with a broken heart, but something built off of stability and compassion and peace and happiness and love and healing. Well, I think that I will end this reading here today. Thank you so much for being here, for being a part of this journey. I sincerely hope that this message has brought some kind of clarity, some hope. Know that you are good enough, and know that you do deserve the best. Make the best of every situation that you possibly can. Know that you deserve to pursue your dreams with freedom, and you deserve to be supported. We need to learn to support and love ourselves in order for us to be able to accept the support and love from others. With everything going on in the world right now, I think, many people being stuck at home, really having to face the challenges of their own lives. in order to have the strength. The strength card in this reading came out 3 times. This is the 3rd time. It came out in 2 different oracle decks. We must have strength to go within. To release any programmed beliefs that keep us holding ourselves back. We must have the strength to continue to have faith in our own dreams and within ourselves. And again, to move away from stubborn energy that we have within ourselves, to move away from energy where we are stingy or we don't believe in ourselves, to where we're not independent and where we may be codependent on others. We are all on our journey here together. And it is important for us to understand that we are all going through and experiencing shit. You know, especially these days. But we can either go within and be angry, or we can go within and try to heal. Have the strength to go within, because it's not easy. It's not always easy. Especially when we find our own blockages and when we find our own wrongdoings or wrong perspectives. It's important for us to view it not from a place of judgment, but from a place of kindness and healing and hope and strength and knowledge, intuition, wisdom, clarity, courageousness, bravery, compassion, love. All right. I think I'll end the reading here. Thank you so much for being here. I really hope that this message has helped you in some way, shape, or form. I would love to know if it did. Please feel free to let me know. Thank you again so much for being here, and especially if you watched to the end. I really, truly appreciate you. I know that these readings can get quite lengthy. So, without making it even lengthier, thank you so much. I wish you all a blessed day, a wonderful day. Be who you are. Be true to yourself. Be true to the people around you. Be kind, compassionate, and loving and caring. Be you, because that is what you're meant to do. Thank you so much. Love you, soul family. Bye.